Say the devil is a liar.
Say the devil is a liar.
What the Lord has is for me.
What the Lord has is for me.
Say the devil is a liar.
Say the devil is a liar.
And the truth made me free.
But the truth made me free.
Said I'm gonna run.
Religion, it says a specific system of belief, worship, etc., often in valuing a code of ethics. Can you see why every denomination got different rules, regulations? They're going to teach you their rules and regulations before they teach you how to develop a relationship with God.
There you go.
They teach you their codes and everything.
Come on.
That's it.
That's it. To dissemble. Well, we're not trying to dissemble. We're trying to walk in the truth. 4. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to where?
To hell.
Yeah.
And delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of what?
Of righteousness.
Righteousness. So Noah was doing what God's word said, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So God said, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to start over with Noah. Can we see the example of what was and what is now? 6. And turning the city of what? Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemning them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live on what?
Godly.
Okay. So when America legalized same-sex marriage, we got an example of what God did with it.
Oh, yeah.
And anybody that decides to follow in the unrighteousness of men, then they will receive that just reward.
Yeah.
7. And deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them in sin, hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Most High knoweth how to deliver godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment, to be punished. What's that? But chiefly them that walk after the flesh is lust in the lust of uncleanness, and despite government presumptuous are they self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Whereas angels, which were gathered in power and might, bring not railing accusation against them before the Most High. But these, as natural brutish beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speaking evil of the things that they understood not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to ride in the daytime. Spots, they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceiving wiles. They feast with you, having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiled, unstable souls. Now, beguiling unstable souls, meaning that if you are mature, you will not follow the vain tradition of men, but when you are a babe in Christ, you're following what that man says. And this is what they're doing, beguiling unstable souls.
God help us.
A heart they have exercised with covetousness, practice curse children, which have forsaken the righteous way, the right way, and are gone astray, following the way of Baal. Baal is what?
The
Son they worship.
Wow.
The son of Bozar, who loved the wages of unrighteousness.
Wow.
We know Bozar was a prophet, and Bozar was being what? He was being persuaded to tell the people something that God did not say. And God had to use the donkey
To talk to.
to try to bring him back in alignment.
Donkey say, I see that angel.
The angel, the donkey saw,
But the man
and he had got so blinded with what? Greed. Because he was trying to figure a way how to do what they wanted and stay in line with what God said in order to get that money that they brought and raised and dangled it in front of them like a carrot. You can't serve God and what? Mammon. Matthew 6:24. Look at it. You cannot do it. And that's where Bozar was. And God is giving an example. 16. But was rebuked for his iniquities. The dumb ass, speaking with man, voice forbade the madness of the prophet.
Wow.
He got mad trying to get that money. And God had to use the donkey to bring him back in line. 17. These are well without water clouds that are carried with a tempest, to whom the mist darkened, or the mist of darkness is reserved forever. But when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they are lured through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness. Those that were clean escaped from them who live in error, while they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in what? Bondage. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Most High and Savior Yeshua, they were again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the what?
The beginning.
Can you see that? It is better that you don't come into the knowledge of the truth, than to come into the knowledge of the truth and go, don't stand and go backwards.
Don't change.
It's a worse position. And here it is, the day we find the church, we find people on TV, well known, the commandments is not necessary. And we find the commandments in the Old Testament and all through the New Testament, all the way to the end of the 22nd chapter of Revelation, 14th verse. Don't add or take away. Christ is coming and his reward is with him. And he will pay every man according to his deeds, according to what they have kept. And it gives the statutes to make it into heaven is to keep his commandments. And you allow a man to tell you it ain't necessary.
Oh God.
If I was you, I would research it for myself.
Amen.
Man, form that relationship.
21 says, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of what?
Righteousness.
Okay, let's stop right there. We're talking about righteousness. Sandra, go right quick to Deuteronomy 6. Start at the 20th verse. And we want to see what is righteousness. What is God talking about righteousness? I know what righteousness is. Y'all know what righteousness is. But somebody might have a question talking about what is righteous. And the word is more equipped to tell you what righteousness is. Because in Romans, he said, Romans 10, he said, my heart's desire for Israel. Heart desire and prayer for Israel is that they might be saved. But they have left the righteousness of God and they've gone about to establish their own righteousness. Do that sound like denomination? Do that sound like religion?
Yes. Yes.
And all of that is dissembling the word of truth. Go ahead, Sam.
Deuteronomy 6 and 20. And when thy son asks thee in time to come, saying, and when thy son asks thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord our God had commanded you?
What does all that mean? Why is that necessary? Go ahead.
Then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondsmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Lord showed signs and wonders, great and sore, upon Egypt, and upon Pharaoh, and upon all of his household.
So God used Moses to bring to Egypt the 10 plagues. And Egypt suffered the 10 plagues, but Israel didn't. It didn't come nigh Israel, the Israelites. Continue.
And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, and that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness.
Okay, so the commandments and the statutes God got in his word is our righteousness. It is the righteousness of the instructions that God gave us. But some Creflo Dollar, Joseph Prince, different people is telling you that's on TV is not necessary. We're not under the law of God.
That's the law.
I bring you to awareness to study it and look at it again, because it's not the truth. God said this is his righteousness. Continue.
reading 6 and 24 and 25 of Deuteronomy. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he had commanded us.
So this is what God is considered righteousness. For it has been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandments delivered unto them. But it is happened unto them according to the true proverb. The dogs is turned to his own vomit again, and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mud and stuff. Gone back. So we are seeing the word being manifested, showing us that the righteousness of God's people gotta supersede those that's teaching them a wrong way. Remember, the heading said warning against false teachers.